think we should get right into it, maybe? I don't know. Perhaps. I'm super excited. Because, you know, Vashtor. This is not the one I ordered originally. So that one still has not arrived. This one I actually found through Warpfire, because I think Games Workshop was sold out. It was all about getting B-roll yesterday, man. Because tonight I'm going to be spending time editing the video for the How to Kill Team stuff. I really wanted to make... Really wanted to make sure that, I would have all that on hand. Just like, genuinely, I really wanted to not kind of screw around with that and be like, another week no vid, guys, haha. I did really want to get this video together, and all my recording stuff is over here. Still slowly trying to make the move over here. So it kind of screwed me up to be like, oh, I need to get this video done. We streamed Monday, though. We've got our Monday stream in. It's just Thursday was not gonna pan out. Oh, God. All right, perfect. But yeah, Vashtor. We also have a third Warpsmith because I was starting to get really pissed off and I thought that I wasn't actually going to get my Vashtor at any point in time. So, bought a third Warpsmith. He's not in my list. I got my final list together. The rest of the stuff's coming. We still have the Rhino, which should probably be here today. And then we have the 2 Venom Crawlers, which are supposedly going to be here, I think, Saturday or Sunday. Monday or something. We'll have them by next week. And then I think that's it. All the Chaos Cultists, 2 Rhinos, the extra Warpsmith that doesn't really matter here, and then Vashtor, and then 2 Venom Crawlers. And the plan is we're going to have 1 Warpsmith with the move speed enhancement buff who's going to be following the Venom Crawlers around alongside a Hellbrute that is going to be running everywhere because he's going to try to keep up with them. And then there's the other brick, which is the 2 Forge Fiends, a Warpsmith with the reroll everything enhancement, and then a Hellbrute there, and those are the bricks. You have 2 roving bricks of artillery that just go around and shoot stuff. Both bricks are 36-inch range, which is great. And then you're supposed to have 2 Mauler Fiends, which I'm going to need to position in threatening situations. And that's the list. I'll have the Helldrake at back, just chilling. Just kind of holding down the back line. He's great for screening because his model is massive. And then if I need to pull him forward, I can. And it's perfectly fine. And I'm going to have the sticky squad of cultists running around, and then 2 rhinos filled with cultists running around. So, this list is coming together, and we're going to have to paint it. All the cultists are done. And I have them all sitting on a box next to me, which means every now and then I look over there and I cry a little inside. Because that is 30 cultists, and I'm going to have to paint them all. Not looking forward to that. Oh, God. You kidding me? So 2 halves, and each half has all these different vents. All right. All right, Vash. I see you. Here we go. So we're looking at the weird body halves. This is the part that really got me, though. The fact that this is his base size. Like, he's not that big of a model. But they figured he should go on a 100 mil or whatever. I think it's an 80. It's either an 80 or 100. I think it's an 100. Like, why couldn't he just be on the same base size as a regular Demon Prince? Could have used a stand-in, man. He is a really good model, though. Like a really good unit. The whole purpose of him... Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my God. So the whole purpose of him is in situations where, let's say I have Venom Crawlers and I'm about to fire into a bunch of people who are toughness 6, let's say. I can bring Vash in from Deep Strike with my Venom Crawlers. That's like the whole purpose, is to just be like, all right, let me reinforce my Venom Crawlers this round. Boom, Vash is in with the Venom Crawlers. Venom Crawlers are now strength 7. So they're wounding on 3s, Vash packed so that they wound on 2s. Like, it's a whole thing. Same thing with the Forge Fiends. Forge Fiends are strength 10. So if I'm firing into tanks that are toughness 10, boom, Vash is in strength 11. Outside of that, there's really not a lot of purpose for him, outside of just kind of like showing up in weird spots and then maybe doing things. Which one was this, though? This was... Oh my god, they didn't number any of it? No, they did. Number 5. So 5, 8, 7, 6. Oh no. Okay, there we are. So this is 7, 6. I don't see 8 yet. So. Ugh. God, man. 30 cultists. And the paint scheme I have in my head is like simple. What's up, Case? I noticed that. Who was it? I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if anyone saw or heard anything. Where is he? Mania in Discord just like vanished. I saw people playing games with him and stuff, and out of nowhere, I was like scrolling around and I was like, hey, why do I not see anybody talking in the looking for group chat? And I saw that Mania was just like gone. I don't know what the hell happened there. I thought he was... it's now one of those things where it's in my brain of like, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know. So 2 and 3. This goes on the other one. I think we're definitely going to do some post-build OSL. None of the other events are on this one, though. So this... We're looking for 4 and 8. Found 8. I guess they inverted it, because this one goes on the other back. I don't know, man. Hope everything's alright. It's always weird trying to start a community. And you feel like, hopefully I'm doing okay. And then like something random like that, and then the other guy who kind of joined and then posted some weird stuff one day where it was like he was responding to things that no one was saying. And we were all like, that's weird. And then out of nowhere just started spam posting friggin' YouTube video links. And then when I banned him or I muted him from chat, he just started spamming like ridiculous like death threats and stuff. I was like, what is going on here? I thought it was weird. The oddities of managing community. I should probably look into getting a bot so I don't have to do it as hard. I've been manually putting every single person into the Discord as the basic rank, which I gotta change the rankings. The rankings are a holdover from when I used to be an art channel. I'll have to figure out rank names. Yeah, we have the extra warp smith, but we're probably not going to use them. You guys see the MetaWatch stuff about the Pariah Nexus rules? They're trying real hard to make knights not completely crap, but I don't think it's enough. I like what they did because it was my biggest complaint when I was talking to people at the 4v4 that I went to about my knights. I was like, my biggest issue is I'm gonna draw a card and it's gonna go cleanse, and I'm gonna go, well, I can either cleanse with my my brigand and subsequently lose like 40 dice of attacks potentially, like 25 dice of attacks, or I can not and then spend the round trying to, you know, shoot at you to burn down a lot of your orcs. And that kind of sucks that that's the decision that I have to make here. And he was like, yeah, that is actually a bit shitty. But because of the rules, is it Titanic or is it like just knights in general? I'm trying to remember what they said. I thought it was like pretty much any of them. That would mean the Lord of Skulls could do it. But that makes me feel like you kind of want an ally now, right? Like, I would want a Tyrant. Because it creates an umbrella of 12-inch anti-deep strike, and it can sit on an objective and shoot stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright, so it would be Titanic then. The dogs still kind of suck at it. Which, that's kind of shit, because I know for Chaos, at least, you want as many dogs as possible. But then again, I feel like most Chaos players lean heavily into allies anyway now. It's kind of good, though, because they have yet to warrant the cost of a knight, right? Like, 400 points for what? Like, 3 guns that are really good? Okay. A lot of people were running Bright Lance frickin' knights, like the Wraith Knights. Not that big of a deal when you're only killing like 2 or 3 people. Like, how are you dealing with Horde with that army? Horde's not going to care about your Bright Lances at all. Horde's going to get stuff done, kill your mechanics units, and then just take the Bright Lances to the face. Just non-stop, because they don't care. They needed to have that extra thing, man. Which is good. It's good. I just wish the Lord of Skulls wasn't so corn. Like, I get that it's probably a good idea in a Vash army to take a Lord of Skulls, because is a Lord of Skulls a demon vehicle? Pretty sure it is. It's a Titanic demon vehicle. I know there's some things in the Vash list that's like, nah, bro, you can't use this with Titanic. I think going through walls might be that. Which one is it? Let me look up. I have access to the data sheet. I keep forgetting. Chaos Space Marines, blah, blah, blah. Data sheets. Lord Skulls. Yeah, he's just straight corn. Keywords. Vehicle, Titanic, Towering, Chaos, Corn, Demon, Lord. So he has a Demon Engine. Soulforged. Stratagems. One of these is like anything but Titanic. Yeah, here we are. Glut of Souls. It's the Hellsteel. Oh, he can go through walls, bro. He gets the AP1 as well. I don't know. It's probably worthwhile. Maybe. I like the more units though. I'm trying to not go so hard. Like what I did with my Thousand Suns, where I just have like 5 units on the field and that's it. And then I'm wondering why I'm not able to do anything. Like, that'd be nice. No, yeah, OC0 is great, but also kind of garbage. Specifically because of units that they've changed to OC0. I absolutely hate that Chaos Spawn are OC0 right now. I loved Chaos Spawn and the Thousand Suns because they had OC and regen. I genuinely don't know what their points value is anymore. Or what their value for points is for Chaos. Like, they're now one of the worst costed units, I think, in all of Chaos Space Marines. They're not good at attacking in melee, even though their stats should be good. They're just not. They're not great at frickin' sitting on points and just being obnoxious. The only value I see in them is if they're partnering with another type of squad, right? Because if they partner with another squad, they reduce the OC of the opponents. But, if I'm not mistaken, the QA claims that if something gets reduced, it can't be reduced past 1. So if you run Chaos Spawn onto an objective against OC1 units, you don't get the benefit. Right? Like, it's just... He's like, I'm here. And they're like, we're still OC1. What are you doing? I don't know what Chaos Spawn are for, is all I'm saying. They're way too expensive of a unit to do absolutely nothing. I think most people were using them to screen originally, but you would take them to screen, but then on top of that, they would still have function. They would still have like, oh, we also do this. There's also this benefit if you use us. And that benefit, as far as I can tell, is 100% gone. Unless you guys are thinking of something that I'm not noticing. OC0 unit no longer regenerates, lowers OC by 1. They need, dude, if Chaos Spawn aren't reduced to like 40 points, I don't know what they're for. They need to be less expensive than Cultists. Because they actually have less survivability. Like, let me just look up the stats. Because Thousand Suns, Chaos Spawn, and I think Nurgle and World Eaters are just way better. Chaos Space Marines. Data sheets. Chaos Spawn. Toughness 5, Saves 4, what the hell? Movement 8, which I guess is fine. Wounds 4, which is decent, but until you realize you only have 2 of them. Leadership 7, not that great. OC 0, so like, Their melee weapons hit on 4s, D6 plus 2. Strength 5, AP 1, damage 2, which is good, but not good at the same time. Like, that is so close to being good, but it's just not. They do get the Feel No Pain 5, but then that's it. Everything, excluding vehicles, which sucks, within 3 inches of this unit subtracts 1 from objective control characteristics of models in the unit. 2 Chaos Spawn for 70 points. For 20 points less, you get 10 cultists. That's 10 OC. Like, with more wounds. I don't know. It's just so weird. And their battle line, which is going to be huge in a Pariah Nexus. Like, you got to pay attention to that. Apparently you're going to need battle line units. So you absolutely have to pay attention to what type of units you're taking. Why I'm glad I'm going to have 3 battle line. I don't know. I mean, 8-inch movement, maybe. Maybe. Because 8-inch move means you can easily get to where you need to go. And try and screen. Because I feel like with that unit, you always advance. Like, there's no reason not to unless you're planning on charging. But 8, I mean, you get 9-inch minimum movement. It's not bad. But I feel like bikes are supposed to be better, right? Like, bikes are just better screening. They're tougher. They move faster. They can still get other things done. And yeah, they probably cost a little bit more. Sadly, they don't uppy downy like they used to, though. Uppy downy bikes was insane. I get uppy downy warp talons a little better because they're warp talons. They don't really have ranged attacks. So like their whole purpose of uppy downying is just repositioning and trying to be ready for like stuff that's about to happen. Dude, that looks ridiculous. We're gonna have to work right here. Alright, more components. 9, 10, 11, 12. Find them. Found 10. Why is Vashdor as ridiculous as a Necromunda model? Just ridiculous amounts of tiny pieces. Just absolutely insane. Tiny little components. So we got 10, 12, we need 11, 10, or 11, 9. Again, the plan is once this is all done, I'm going to grab all of my Chaos War Dogs and we're going to magnetize them all. Get all the components for them, just go through them, set up the magnets, get everything ready. 9 is a spike. There it is. Kind of sad that I bought Venom Crawlers. It's weird to feel like the Hellbrutes are relegated to a support tank. Like, that's such a weird thing to wrap my head around. That a Hellbrute is a support tank. Like 9 times out of 10, they're just a support tank. Chaos Space Marine, support tank. Thousand Suns, support tank. I don't know. That's just an awkward concept. World Eaters have a good one, though. Technically, the Death Guard one is a support tank as well. His whole purpose is to take, like, autocannons or something, and then prime stuff across the screen with -1 AP. Or across the field with -1 AP. Or -1 save, I guess. I gotta go piece by piece. I gotta trim the rest of it. Yeah, hopefully tonight I can get most of this video done. That'll be good. I gotta start figuring out quicker videos to put out. Like, so my whole thing is I like editing stuff. I like making things look really nice and having skits and stuff. And I'm trying to Hanna-Barbera, like, a lot of what I do by having a bunch of different videos I can kind of go to emulate, like, certain things going on, right? Like, I'm trying to just have a selection of stuff I can kind of pop into places. But it's not efficient when it comes to getting videos out. If I'm trying to get, like, a video out, like, twice a week, which would be ideal, in my opinion, that's just not a way to do it. I would absolutely destroy myself trying to get that to work. I gotta be okay with it, man. Because there's so many channels right now that exist where they just do a slideshow and then they talk. And I look at that and my first thought is, God, I wish I did that. I'd be able to get more stuff out. I'd be able to be a little bit more productive. If I could just find a way to make something that looks nice and is fast enough to edit. He probably does. I mean, I know a lot of people through my editing side of stuff that I do for other channels. I know enough people to know kind of like the process that he most likely goes through for making a video, and it's not that, like, in-depth. The slide catching is probably one of the worst elements of it, but I feel like when he's making notes, like when he's actually writing notes for the episode, that's kind of what just happens there, right? Like, is he makes the slides as his notes, and then the entire process of making the video is just talking and then editing what you're saying together and then just putting the slides in place. It would be like if I took notes for what I wanted to talk about in an episode, and rather than have an animated character talking to you, it's just you see my notes while I'm talking to you. Like, it was just so... It's such a weird idea to me that it's like, oh, this'll work. I would never think that, which is just odd. But I'm trying to find a way to do something like that doesn't feel like I'm just kind of giving up the editing. But I still want to be able to be like, I want to talk about the MetaWatch stuff. I do. I want to talk about the MetaWatch. I want to talk about a lot of the AOS stuff that's been revealed. I want to talk about frickin' I want to talk about the stuff that was revealed for the Genestealer cult detachments, the Sisters of Battle detachments. I want to do stuff like that. I want to do little videos. I want to go over that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Let me move my mic down a little bit. I feel like if I stretch my arms, it hits my chin. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if there's like value. Like if I could do it where it feels like a war room situation, right? Like where my character's standing behind like a hologram that like changes. Maybe that'll work. No, yeah, his model works very well. Because it's a one-man podcast, which is great. People love that stuff. It's apparently one of the big things. One of the channels I work for, Spawnwave Media. Like, that's a key element to the demographic there, is people who just want to, like, download the audio for the episode and then drive to work while listening to what he's saying about video games. $15.14. They're doing it again, where the side components are on a different thing. So 18.17. This is so weird, dude. The right leg and then the left pieces of armor are on the same thing. Ugh. Part of me kind of hopes I get my Vashtor that I ordered. Like, it just kind of shows up. I'm thinking it might be the same problem as some of the stuff I've ordered before. Which means it'll get here in like a month. But maybe. If I can format it in a way that I'm happy with. Because one of the videos I want to do, now that I have the Chaos Codex, I want to try to, like, scan the cards. So I can have high-resolution scans of cards that I can show you guys while I talk about things. And I want to do an entire video related to talking about every single detachment. And some fun ideas to maybe bring to the table with them. You know, concepts of like the must-have units. I just need to come up with the animation, I think. I need to come up with how we're going to approach talking points. I have the character walking down the hallway animation that I think will be a decent start. That's usually a good way to sweep in. Dashdoor is a new-ish model. Why are there mold lines like this already on him? There's so many mold lines. What the hell? There weren't even mold lines on the Wasteland, guys. I think I want it to be like my character's blurry. Like slightly blurred in the background. And maybe like Greg walks around in the background occasionally. But I feel like the reality is I need to do like a two-parter, if that makes sense. I need to do the zoom in and zoom out, and then I need to have like the constant animation for it. That's kind of how I run the stuff that you'll see. Like whenever you see the camera shift occur in the videos, that's basically a scene shift. I have scenes of the character standing still, and then I tie those in to another scene where it goes from him standing still to the camera then shifting an angle and then doing something else, and then I have a long form of like that scene. It's so much work that I put in just to get to the animation state that we're at right now, which I like. And I think if I can do the same thing for like a more slideshow-ish style episode, I think that could be good. Slideshow-esque. Then we can start just doing episodes on thoughts. Because I've tried in the past to do it, but I've always kind of shut down simply because of the speed, right? Like if something comes out and I'm like, I want to talk about it. Like day 3 of getting the episode together, I'm like, I don't think I want to talk about it anymore. It's been too much time. And like that pacing kills me. I think we'll work on it though. Probably take next week to work on that a little bit. I'm figuring out some digital art stuff though these past couple weeks that I think will really help merch as well as just other things that I'm working on. I can do fun Greg things. Like if I can get a decent angled Skaven, ooh, that looks good. If I get a decent angled Skaven image, I can like cut its head off and like make Greg wear it as like a mask or something. I don't know. You can do fun stuff with the character cutouts. I just need components because I have that one thing with the Underworlds video where Greg carries a box into the portal. That was a pretty easy little thing to do. All I did was take the Greg walking animation and apply a box to the back of it. We just went from there. Dude, he's no bigger than a Demon Prince. God damn, dude. He looks cool though. He looks disco, I think is the big thing for him, right? And we're at the point now where you see his abs, you see his undertoned musculature, and then you come over here and you realize you're about to cover it all up with metal. And it's like, why did they put the effort in, man? Like, that is insane. It's like freaking it's like freaking Magnus. But Magnus, they tell you can do whatever you want after a certain point. Like, they're just like, you want armor on him? Do it, bro. But on Vash, it's like, I don't know, without his armor, he just doesn't look like Vashdor, because he is the blacksmith. And if he's just, like, naked, walking at people, it just doesn't feel right. So we'll do this. We'll do the Warpsmith conversion so I can get it done. Where does this go? What? Oh, okay. Boop, 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 boop. My buddy's thinking of getting the Sisters of Battle battle box that's coming out. Battle Force. Just to do it. I think he already has. Nah, he has all the tanks he thinks he wants. But I think he wants to try to have, like, some swappable units. I need this list together and painted, man. I want to try this list out so much. Yeah, the new one, the flying one. And with the Knights changes, I'm going to try my Knights again. I'm going to try pure Knights unallied. See how they feel after the Pariah Nexus release. Maybe the data slate will adjust some pricing in ways where I'm like, oh yeah, this works now. I can see it now. They increased the Tyrant by like 40 points. I get really mad. Because that's the problem with Knights right now, is that if you increase the cost of Knights, what you're doing, you're not doing it in a way where it's like, oh, well, now I can't take a Brigand. You're doing it by going, hey, you need to now think of getting rid of, like, 2 of your big Knights. Like, the cost... Oh, my God, dude. The cost breakdown is never good. Just slight points adjustments on Knights isn't me being like, oh, I'm not taking an enhancement. It's me being like, oh, I'm just absolutely screwed. I now have to figure out like a way to find 50 points in a list where the difference in points is like hundreds. This will not work. Give him his apron. Gotta go up, right? Like, gotta go like that. There we go. Cool, everyone, we found it. But still, it's like when they changed the points value of Knights recently, like in one of the last the Munitoriums or whatever, the field manuals, it didn't feel like, oh, I can take an extra Brigand. It felt like I want to take the Desecrator, but if I want to utilize the benefit of the points that I now have, I need to take a Despoiler with an upgrade, which means I'm gonna lose the reroll 1 to hit aura, and then like it was such a dumb thing to look at and be like, ugh. Like, oh yeah, no, and, oh, you could take more brigands. I kind of need the carnivores to be on the points, so I can't just take more brigands. I don't know why anyone thinks it's a good idea. Dude, he's so disco. He looks so disco. He has a pimp cane. We're about to build a pimp cane. $33. Oh, Grey Knights? I feel like Grey Knights, they're good, but like, don't they just have that one moment? Oh, was he Grey Knights with a capital K, or was he Grey Knights as in he actually tried with soldiers? Because every single live streamed tournament that I've seen so far, every time the person's like, oh, we're going to go see some Grey Knights today, my brain immediately goes, oh, sweet. I can't wait to see how the Grey Knights are doing. It's going to be pretty awesome, right? Like, this is going to be fantastic. Seeing how well the Grey Knights are set up and designed. I think it could be really cool. It'll It'll be a fun watch to see how the Grey Knights, and then you see the team on the field and you're like, oh, he just wanted to play Knights, but didn't want to play Knights. Like, I feel like Grey Knights are their form of like Chaos Dog spam, like the War Dog spam. Termies and Jump Boys. That's good. Get some flavor in your life. That's all I require. Too many people out here with Reddit lists. That's why I write my list before I go to Reddit. Because then when I play the game and someone's like, dude, you brought a Reddit list, and I'll be like, sir, this list was my decision. I had come to it as a conclusion well before even looking at Reddit for any information. Like, I remembered scripting a list for Thousand Suns, and I was like, I feel like this list could do really well. And that's when I was informed that that was basically the Reddit list, and I was just like, oh. Maybe I do something a little different for a little bit. I have no idea how to set this on here. I'm pretty sure this goes here. Oop. I didn't hop on the bandwagon. I am the bandwagon. That's why I wrote my Vastor list without looking at anything. Because I feel like a lot of people are going to run this way. And Votann, like, what is a non-competitive Votann list? Votann has very explicit, like, this is your option, you have to run it kind of units. Right? Like, I feel like you don't really have a lot of choices on your field. So you take what you can get and you put it on the field. Like, what's a non... Like, it's one thing to be like a non-competitive chaos list, which is you probably leaning into something stupid, right? Like, you just being like, this will be fun. Because there's so many units that you could just be like, oh, dude, you're about to fight 3 Defilers. The least competitive list you can possibly play, because even though they're cool, they're massive and obnoxious to move around the field. And their guns just aren't, like, they're not gonna stop your opponent from doing things. Votann's like, hey, everything you have is finely tuned to potentially be competitive, because you do not have a lot of stuff. Have fun. Like, honestly, I think around the time they give you Jump Pack Votann, that's probably going to be the day where you're like, oh yeah, non-competitive list. Votann Night Lords, here we go. I'm here for it. I think that's kind of a fun thing with limited unit factions, though, like Votann in their current state. Basically, Games Workshop, I feel like they have an easier time balancing that as an army. That's actually got to be something that annoys them a little bit, is that they really wished all the other armies were kind of the same thing, where it's just like 10 units to pick from and that's all you got. Because if that's it, like if all you're doing is like a 10 unit army, it's so much easier to balance than being like, all right, well here's 30 units, which is why they're calling so much from like the Space Marines and like even in AOS, all that, this frickin' the Stormcast and all that. Why? Why is this piece so tiny? But then you get armies like the Votann, and there's really not a lot they can do. So they just balance them. They just look at the tiny amounts of units and go, alright, well, the melee needs to be spec'd to be okay at melee. The range needs to be spec'd to be okay at ranged. So on and so forth. And once everything's together, that's it. Oh yeah, and Forge World's basically collapsing. Is Forge World just going to exist to make Titans at this point for the people who want to play Titans in like a narrative? Is that going to be it? The store I went to for the 4v4 had a Titan, just like sitting on a shelf. They were trying to sell it. Someone put it together, painted it, and then was trying to sell it. Forge World can't be too, like, good for them, though. If you really think about it. Forge World is, like, that elite level hobby side, which means not a lot of people are buying it, but it takes effort to put stuff together for it. Like, it takes time, cost, man hours just to make a unit. And then if, like, 20 people buy it a year, it's just not worth it. Honestly, I'm here for high-end plastic kits for Titans. Especially if it reworks some of the Titans to feel like their faction. Because my biggest issue still, to this day, right now, is that if I buy a Titan, I'm also going to need to buy, like, 1,000 pounds of green stuff. Just so I can make it look like a Chaos Titan. I'm going to need to painstakingly go through the effort to get all the plating to have the Chaos iconography on it. I'll have to buy like 1,000 boxes of those skulls so that I could green stuff attach skulls to one of the shoulder pads. Oh, nice. Kill Team Inquisition. They're fun. They're hard, though. They're probably one of the hardest teams to consider for balance. I think there's a simple way to approach them. But I don't know, man. I loved that their big power that everyone was like, oh, this makes them top tier, was like immediately taken away in the first data slate. The Inquisition was doing okay. Not incredible, but okay. They were definitely anti-elite to the extreme. And then Games Workshop was like, enough! You can only take 2 AP2 weapons into battle. Which I get, because Kill Team's first edition was marred by people just focusing almost exclusively on plasma spam, to the point where there's a person who plays Kill Team who goes by plasma spam as like his player name. I guess in memory of the times before. Ooh. It's spiffy. Make sure I got the side parts, because the side parts were kind of crap. Where do the pipes go? Pipes go backwards. Spikes go down. Stonks go up. This is as layered as a Necromunda unit. This is so wild, man. My Demon Prince wasn't even this crazy to put together. I feel like this is as many components as Magnus. Or something a quarter of the size, actually. Is his other arm not going to cover? It should. I think I have a spare cover, right? Oh, no, I do not. Okay. Inquisition's fun, though. My buddy played them, but... God, our timing on Ashes of Faith was not good. Because, boy, did Chaos Cults need to be nerfed pretty consistently. And the fact that his team got, like, the biggest of nerfs before Chaos Cults got its, like, 4th nerf. Really rough for that vid series that we were trying to put together. Hoping after I'm done moving, I can start setting up better times for my friend to come over and we can just play games I can record. Games of Underworlds. Kill Team, possibly 40k. I still gotta figure out how to set up a recording area for 40k to capture those games. But yeah, I think step 1 right now, because I don't know when this move's gonna be done. Step 1 is probably just to... Oh, he has it this way. Step 1's probably just to focus on figuring out how to make faster videos. Oh, it's down here. Speed is king over here on the good old Tube of View. You need to be able to have some very quick turnaround time. It's a pimp cane. You cannot tell me otherwise. It is a pimp cane. It will never not be a pimp cane. I feel like if I crack that code of being able to put out decent videos that are quick, and then occasionally doing a highly edited video, I think I'll be good. Weirdly, I've been able to play 40k games at the same speed as Kill Team. I think Kill Team's supposed to go faster than I occasionally play it at, but, like, we're not playing in a competitive situation, so my friends like to take their time when it comes to deciding what they're about to do, since there's, you know, a lot of implications on every activation you make in Kill Team. A lot of implications. But at the tournaments I just played at, like, I got to start getting, I guess, a little bit better at being okay with sort of letting a game take its time, I guess, in 40k. Because at the 4v4 I went to, I made sure to get to round 5, or at least wherever we were going to end the game. Like, the core goal was to be in a situation... How the hell is this? There we go. There we go. Like, the core goal was for me to try to get to the actual last round. But then, like, I was going around to my teammates, and they were like, turn 4 at the end of the match, and there's still so much stuff on the field. One of them only made it to turn 3 once. But that was a wild game. He was 100% winning that game. He was playing Death Guard into the Spirit Seer Wraith Guard combo for Eldar, and his focus was on -1 ballistic skill weapon skill, and he got into combat right away. He ran up the field, used all of his transports, and was just in this Eldari person's face, like, turn 1. So between the -1 weapon skill, and then he had Typhus, I think he was running, so he had, like, the -1 to hit in melee. This guy had a bunch of Wraith Guard and whatever the melee version are, just hitting on 6s. It was not good. Like, it's 5s and 6s, baby. He was rolling so many dice and just failing everything. He kept him gunked up in the middle, and the whole thing that took forever every turn was that the Eldari player had to roll all of his attacks, and they literally did nothing, which meant he would get return fire by people who literally did nothing because it was mostly like poxwalkers. Absolutely crazy combo. It was bananas. All right, Francis. Dude, why did they give him a pimp stick? Do you think Vash could do the pimp name slick back dance? I think Vash is into TikTok trends. He's all about tech. Let me just clear this off of here as well. This will be for later. And 39. Signed up for Kara after the whole Instagram AI thing dropped off. I'm trying to figure out, like, I've been looking around on there. I don't see anyone posting like links to streams or anything, so no, I think it might be against their policy. I was debating doing it just to kind of get people to know that I do kind of like this sort of stream where we piece things together. these supposed to go? Okay. I do like the prospect of Kara, but at the same time, I'm a little wary. Because one of the key reasons everyone uses, or a lot of artists use, like certain social media platforms is to try to, you know, find an audience to sell stuff to. And if that social media is literally only really helping artists, like it's going to be a situation of artists being like, look at my stuff. And then other artists being like, cool. And then everyone realizes, oh God, there's no one to sell to here. But at the same time, it's doing really cool things with like the tools. Wildly, it is so far the best social media platform in terms of like for the users, which of course means it's not going to be lucrative. So wild. Because supposedly they're building into it things you can do where you activate, for your artwork, you activate things like Nightshade, which when an AI tries to scrape your data, Nightshade kind of applies bad data to the AI like construct so that it thinks it got what it wants, but instead it got like bad information. And then it goes forward thinking that that bad information is good information, which is exactly what people enjoy with this kind of thing. Ah. That seems to be the way to go. Wait, where's the arm skin for this one? Oh, I already got him. And there's actually a setting you can do for your For You page where you can be like, hey, I only want to see the people I follow. You actually set percentages. You can be like, look, show me 10% of people who I might be interested in, but then show me these things to this percentage. Which, that's cool as hell. I have hated that with Twitter and Instagram for like the longest time. Here's just one post from someone you follow. Now here's 1,000 posts that aren't even related to something you're interested in, that we hope you like because other people like it. Oh, I bought new dice. After the day of me rolling 26 dice and not even getting a single wound dice out of it. Like, literally missing with everything but one dice on a 2+. With full rerolls. And then taking the one wound that I rolled and failing it, and then rerolling that and failing the reroll. I bought new dice. I'm just in the mindset now of, like, Games Workshop dice. There's something wrong with them. There's a balancing issue. There's something. Like, I don't think Games Workshop puts a lot of thought behind the weight on their dice. Because there's a guy at the store who plays Slaanesh stuff, and he has a big box of Slaanesh dice from AOS. And everyone that plays against him, like, those dice roll sixes like nothing. Right? Like, he'll roll 20 dice and get, like, 15 sixes. And their Games Workshop dice, he didn't tinker with them. He didn't buy them from a third party as weighted dice. They're just Games Workshop dice. Meanwhile, I bought Tzeentch dice, and out of 30 dice, I'll roll, like, 1 6. And then, like, 2 5s, and then everything else is below a 3. There's something wrong with that. And then if I roll the small dice that I bought from them forever ago, their current dice I think that they sell, which is those little dice cubes. I bought a bunch of that because I figured I needed a ton of dice for tournaments, and the multicolored dice would be a good thing because if there was a situation where I was like, oh, well, this is plus AP on this one, or I'm going to roll this separately, but I'm going to roll it at the same time so we can kind of see it. So I'm going to clearly show that there's, you know, different types of dice going on here. Different types of attacks. I'll tell you which one's which. And we'll just get through this roll without me having to just constantly roll. Dude, he does look really cool. I do not know why he's $100 though. This is not an $100 model. Hands down, it is not a $100 model. Thank God I got it on a deep discount. We might do a little bit of a conversion to him. Maybe. Something I am interested in, because I'm a Tzeentch player and I kind of want it to seem like, even as a Chaos Space Marine player, I'm still in that realm of Tzeentch and Thousand Suns. I kind of want to make it look like he was summoned and chained down. Because I have the chains. I might need to just do regular glue on the base, because I kind of put the glue all over the bottom, and it's very obviously not attaching. There we go. Oh, Francis headed out, it seems. He swung through, said hi, and then had to go. I feel like I played Combat Patrol in under an hour. Like, I don't think the hour marker is really all that bad for that type of thing, but Spearhead definitely feels like really good for it, though. Ooh, there we go. Behold. So the question is, do we want to Zinch it up? The idea was we would apply like chain to certain parts of him and make it look like he's kind of chained down, but I don't know. Yeah, let me real quick, let me clear the plastic up that we've trimmed all over this place. Grab my little hand vac. If you have a workstation, I highly suggest doing some kind of hand vac. This one actually recharges by USB, which is great. Do 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 do. There we go. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would use this giant chain though, if we did it. I feel like the giant chain is too much. This is more like tank chain than anything else. Like if we would do it, we would do like the thinner chain. We do like a once around on his neck. Pass it under, glue it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. Could be cool just to do like some minor stuff like that. Run some chain link between his wings. I don't know. Feels unnecessary. What time is it? 12:30? I might need to go get food. Microwave some food. Get some food in me. And then we'll have to move over to the Warpsmith. Move over to Warpsmith. When Warpsmith is done, we'll be able to, hopefully at that point, start working on the finish out for the Knights. Because I think the Rhino's here next week early, and so are the Venom Crawlers. And then that's it. So yeah, we're going to go to a little bit of a BRB screen. I'm just gonna go make some food. Be right back, gentlemen. Food, glorious food. Ugh. Aid. Boom. Alright. So I got food, but it needs to cool. I'm gonna leave it just over there, chilling. Oh, Vash. He's so cool. I keep looking over, man. I keep looking at the pile of shame, and I'm just like, oh, no. We've got so much work to do. Freaking hate it, man. It's like, it's anxiety driving, right? Like, you look at it and you're like, all right, well, Rhino, I'm going to hit it with black. I'm going to go over it with gold. I'm going to paint some of the inner panels blue. It'll probably be quick. Right? Like, it'll be quick. But then we got the Fate Skimmer, which I do want to put together. We got 3 Flamers, which I need to put together. Or, I guess I don't need to put them together, but, I mean, they're going to be part of it. We've got 6 Screamers, which I do need to get done, because the Screamers are part of my Spearhead. And I have everything else for the Spearhead. I've got the on-disc Magister. I've got the full-size squad of Kyrex, where you only need a half-size squad. I've got the full-size squad of Zangs, I think with shields is the one that they want you to use. And then I've got 3 Flamers already, and then I gotta get the rest of these Flamers together. And then I need the Screamers, and that's my Spearhead. There you go. I've got all the new components for the Knights, the backpack, the Havoc missile launchers, and the Gatling cannons and battle cannons. So that's fun. And then I've got 30 cultists, which they're just right there staring at me. I'm looking at them right now. And they're just like, yo, what up? How are you going to paint us, bro? I have an idea on how I'm painting them, too. I have a speed paint called Ancient Honey. We're going to be speed painting them. It's going to be between Ancient Honey, Occultist Cloak is like a core color system. I'm probably going to try to figure out, because I think I have the pastel yellow, which is really low on the opacity for the high end. I think I want to do at the bottom of all of their cloth. I want to do that one, because it's going to fade to like a yellow-white, and then the rest of them is going to be yellow, right? So the bulk of their armor is just between Occultist and friggin' Ancient Honey yellow. And then you got to do the metals, you got to do all the components on them, the tanks and all that. And then we're going to split it, because the key thing here is it's 3 squads of 10. I do not want to mix them up if they ever have to get near each other. So every single one of the Ash Waste nomads has a cloth on their back. That's their banner. So one squad's going to be Burgundy, one squad's going to be Luxian Purple, one squad is going to be Osterman Blue, so that I can see them on the field and be like, all right, blue squad, go there. Is there actually a good... These are too big, man. Ooh, maybe this one, actually. Oh, even that's too big, dude. God, that sucks. Alright, so we need... I need a Tzeentch staff. I need some Tzeentch shoulder pads as well as a head. Ooh, we're gonna use this one. I love the bird head. Bird head is great. We're gonna probably cut out cloth like that. I need shoulder pads. Ooh, forgot we had a Screamer. Baby Screamer. I'm gonna put a Baby Screamer on his base. We also have a dagger. Chuck a dagger on his base, or on his character. I like the beetle. don't have Tzeentch shoulder pads in here. Oh, I do like the beetle, but I like this even more. Oh my god, that looks so good. Another baby screamer. Yeah, I mean, I didn't stream Thursday. I haven't been putting videos out. I figured it would slow stuff down. Makes me sad, but I gotta keep going. Hopefully dropping another How to Kill Team video will help a bit. That'd be nice. Oh, actually, does this fit? And there's gonna be quiet days. It's what I expect. Ooh, actually. I don't like it. But I do have a Tzeentch symbol. About the size. No. It's always like slightly too big though. It do be that way. So we need 2 shoulder pads. If I could find a wizard arm as well, that'd be great. Like one of the ones where he has his hand forward. Because these are warpsmiths. You don't really need to care about him having a pistol in his hand visually. It's not like a big deal. Not make or break. These are night birds. Need to just throw this out. I don't know why. I thought I had an extra sheet of like wizard components. Oh well. To the bits boxes. I think the last time we did this, it was actually one of these bags that had all my wizard parts in it. Grab that bag. This is Demon Prince. This is wizard. There should be so many wizard parts in there. This is Votann. My little Votann kill team. They're so cool. I mean, at the end of the day, all I can do is just keep streaming. If that's what I have time to do, and I need to get projects done, might as well. You can chat with people. If anybody has anything cool they want to talk about, I'm always down. There always seems to be a lot going on. Fun news to drop. I try not to be too much of a reaction channel of just like, oh, check out the news that just dropped. But I feel like it could be cool to talk about just generally here. There's like no good shoulder pads in here. This isn't the wizard one though. Yeah, Votann bits. I got the Votann kill team. The Hearthkin. I actually kind of wanted them. I didn't want to buy... Oh, wow. This bottle is just sweating. I didn't want to buy the full-blown, like, kit, right? Because I already had... Between me and my friends, we have 2 Into the Darks, 1 Shadow Vaults, 2 of the ones that have the Drakari and the I keep wanting to call them Judge Dredd street judges because that's what they are, but like we have 2 of those, and then the Votann one was coming out and we all kind of looked at each other and went, no more. Like we have enough to run 2 games of boarding patrol, 2 games of 2v2 kill team, or a 4-person free-for-all kill team in close quarters, and like 4 games of kill team all at the same time. We were done. We were like, nope, don't want any more train. Chicken. So I waited. Eventually I went to the store and they had them at my local and I was just like, alright, time to get the Votann. Yeah, all the wizard bits are in here. Ooh, I actually like this one even better. Here, is this the hand? Yes. No? Oh yeah, that's actually a good hand. We'll do that one. There's got to be some Sorcerer shoulder pads in here. They give you so many Sorcerer shoulder pads in the wizard box. Like, the sheer wild amounts of parts that you get. You build 3 models, they give you enough friggin' components for like 10 models. Maybe I used them all. But for what? We have a Disc of Tzeentch in here. I have a Disc of Tzeentch over there and a 3rd one. So I have extra blue horrors. You get a small collection of blue horrors when you buy the Tzeentch leader box, the one that can become multiple leader types. You get 3 blue horrors. I guess for tokens or something, because one of the leaders gets to like do something, and you just leave blue horrors next to him as tokens to show that he can do it. But I think I could just build one of my discs of Tzeentch, put the 3 blue horrors on top of it, and have a blue scribe. That's what everyone does now. They don't get the blue scribe model. They just do that, because they usually have an extra disc somewhere, and then just bonus blue horror models. You just make blue scribes. Maybe. I wouldn't say they're big. Blue horrors are like half the size of a regular person. But blue scribes, there's 3 of them on the back of a disc. And it actually is made to look like they're writing stuff down in books. Like, that's the actual model, is it's 3 blue horrors sitting on the back of a disc, and it's designed like a lectern. And they're just driving around writing things in books. And the idea is that the whole purpose of them is that they're sort of drifting around trying to get all the information of everything just together so they can take it back to Tzeentch and be like, here's new spells you might not have known about, or just things like that. And statistically on paper, they just suck. Like, otherwise, I think in AOS, their only thing is if you try to use a spell near them, they can take it, they can copy it, and they do mortals to you for doing it. And that's their whole thing, is there's like, take some mortals. Now we have that spell. And then other than that, they only have like a 1-attack melee. That's not even that great. They're just not a good unit in general. And that's them in 40k as well. They don't have a ranged attack. I think they mess with people when they try to do spell casting is the main thing. It's like if opponent uses a psychic, I can look it up because it's a specific thing to my memory. There's like a specific function that they have as like a counter spell. Kia! Chaos Demons. Blue horrors, or no, blue scribes. So they have sharp quills, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 5s. Strength 2, AP 0, damage 1. Anti-Psyker 2+. So as long as you get a bunch of 5s to hit, you'll be able to wound them on 2s. So, hot garbage. No ranged attacks. Deep Strike Lone Op, which is pretty much the only thing that matters with this unit, is the Deep Strike Lone Op. But then, yeah. While an enemy unit is within 12 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes a psychic attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. That's garbage. That is hard garbage. At the end of your movement phase, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of this model. On a 2 through 3, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 4 through 5, d3 mortals. On a 6, d6. That's like literally it. You just run this unit next to someone. It can't lead anything. It has to be within range of enemies that's like closer range than its lone op. And all it does is sum mortals. And then make people's psychic attacks worse. That's all it does. It is the hottest of garbage. But it is lone op. And it is 75 points. So it also flies. I don't think it's mounted. Is it infantry? Oh, no, it's probably mounted. Yeah, it's mounted. It's not infantry. It doesn't have the benefit that the on-disc sorcerers have in Thousand Suns, which is still bafflingly funny that an on-disc sorcerer can go through a wall, especially when it's on its own. Like, if that's not an oversight. Yeah, I bought all new dice. And I wouldn't be lying if I said every single day I've sat down, I've pulled the dice out, and I've run through, situationally and statistically, shooting a bunch of different units from my Vash army into enemies. Like, I've sat down and been like, here we go. Let's see what this looks like. I really want to see what this situation would play out as, what command points I would want to spend on what. Like on the Venom Crawlers, I will probably be spending a command point on +1 to the armor piercing on their attacks. At least one of them. Because there's going to be one Warpsmith following 2 of them around, and he'll most likely buff 1 to have the 2+ to hit. Which I need to look through my tokens to see if I have those tokens. And then that one I will spend a command point on. If I know I need to kill things, I'll spend a command point on it to give them 2 AP, 2 damage each. Bash Pact for +1 to wound. Lethal sustained as long as the Hellbrute can keep up with them through running. I've literally just been rolling dice for like 20 minutes a night. I'm that battle shocked by the last game I played where I could barely roll above a 3. And then all the stuff, like every tournament I've been to, everything started flooding back into my mind. And experiencing over and over and over again every game I've played up till now where like I just can't roll. Like, no matter your strategy, and I know people are like, oh, I mean, you shouldn't be planning your strategies around how well you roll. Yeah, but at the same time, you should also probably, you know, be able to roll. Like, I feel like I don't give people a good game if by the end of the game I barely hit, barely wound, and never make any of my save rolls. Like, in essence, I'm giving them a good game in that they're gonna win, right? Like, they're gonna feel, hopefully they feel good about winning in that moment. Like, they're just like, yeah, I won. I helped my team. But at the same time, it also feels a little shitty from my end to not be like, I didn't even give you a struggle. I didn't even make you feel like you had to make a call that, you know, shifted the entire balance of what was going on the field. You laid it all on the line on one roll and you made it. Like, those are the moments that I feel like people cling to in 40K as like the best moments. What's up? What's up, Step? And like with how I've been rolling these past couple months, it's just I wasn't giving people that. So yeah, all new dice and sitting around my house rolling them for at least 20 to 30 minutes at the end of every day. Oh, this is not the head we're using then. I can't use a tall stack head. That sucks. What do we use? At the very least, it can't be arced backwards. I could use this one. That's good. I'm building the pile of shame. I need to reduce the pile of shame. That's not happening right now. Vashtor's done, which is fantastic. Super stoked about that. Ooh, I think I found a good sorcerer shoulder pad. Rats. But yeah, we just finished Vash. So Vash is done. 30 cultists, Rhino, all the demons, all the components for... we still gotta kind of glue the rest of the components for the knights. We still have to glue the arm parts. Which, when we're done this, I might actually focus on that. Because I need to. I need to get them done. Okay, I found a really good head in here. Oh, got it. Yeah. And then there's one shoulder pad, which is making me think there's going to be another. So now I'm on the hunt. When there's probably not going to be another, and it's going to make me sad. I really don't want to dump this out on my table, though. There's so much stuff in here. Oh yeah, there's nothing. And we got more tanks coming. And the thing is, it'd be one thing if I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, I got a simple plan. It'll easily make the tanks look nice. Blah, blah, blah. No. So we're doing Venom Crawlers. Let me give you guys a little preview of the insanity I'm about to inflict upon myself. Get these earrings properly set up first, though. Cool. So I bought a couple new things. Paint-wise, though, here's the BS. We've gotten the rules for like what they're going to be able to do in 40K. Haha, look at that. That almost looks natural. That's crazy. So, I bought this. The plan is, because they're Venom Crawlers, I want to look like they're leaking, like magical fluid. So I brought this. Because the description on the clear tar gel is that it's resinous, which means it pours like resin, but it's not made of resin. It also levels out and stuff. So I'm going to try, because when I looked at this, it is very clear. So I'm going to pigment it, is the thing. We're going to put some fluorescent pigment in it. I'm going to do one little jar of green fluorescent pigment, and the other is going to be purple fluorescent pigment. And then on the base for the Venom Crawlers, we're going to do the standard sand that I normally do, but we're going to create little pool areas that I can pour the resin into. And we're just going to pour on one side purple, on one side green, and then I'm going to swirl it with a stick so it looks like it's swirling together. So that's going to be the base. That's already like a little bit extra. Annoyingly so. The model. I don't know if you've seen a Venom Crawler. It's basically a small little demon head coming out of the front and then this big butt that has like some chaos symbols on it and all that stuff. I'm going to paint the butt. We're going to prime the butt white, and then I'm going to prime as much of the front as I can black, and the arms and all that. But the butt's going to be white, and then we're going to paint it. We're going to paint one two-tone fluorescence. We're just going to pick two fluorescent colors. We're going to start the bottom as the color, and I think maybe we'll try to match the goo underneath. So one of them will be green and purple, and the other one will pick two other colors or something, like a pink and a blue maybe. And that's how they're going to be based, so that I can then paint the framing on the butt with black, and then we'll hit it all in gold, and we'll just go over it that way so that there's like a fluorescent, gradiated, glowing, giant bulbous spider butt on the back of these things with equivalent resinous oil slick goo. Like we're gonna do that. We're also gonna mix a little bit of pearlescent in with the resinous paste. That way it has like a pearlescent sheen to it, kind of like oil slick. I think that'll look cool. So I'm adding more work for myself, is what I'm saying. We're gonna try to record it all, do a little hobby video. Roaring Kitty. Why does that sound... It sounds familiar. Also, welcome in. I don't know if you're going to get quality content here. We're just building stuff, buddy. But we can talk, we can chill, we can hang out. These little baby screamers on his base, I think. Gotta figure out how I want to put them on his base, though. Oh, we might actually... He's the game guy? Okay. The GME guy. I don't know. I feel like I'm out of the loop. Either way, welcome in. We finished building our Vashtor. We're talking random stuff. I'm trying to build the last of my converted warp smiths. And then we will try to finish these excess components. My Chaos Knights. We got a video in the works. Trying to plan how to do faster videos where we talk about simple stuff. Get some basic things out. It'll speed up my my data slate overview videos too, which will be good to just be able to be like, all right, let's go over this type of stuff. I think my biggest issue, though, is I know a lot of people, when something comes out as a video and they're just like, all right, within an hour, I'm going to have a video up for it. And, you know, that's cool and all. But I would hate, and this, it still happens regardless, but I hate when I say something in a video that's, like, not 100% thought out. And then it comes back to haunt me when whatever I said did end up being wrong. And it's just like, no. I've destroyed my reputation. Let's get piece number 4. So I don't like doing videos like that, but at the same time I do think I need to speed up the release of them for like data slate updates. Balance changes, announcements. I kind of want to look into the changes going on with War Machine, because so the company bought Privateer. Or did they just buy the War Machine stuff? Did they buy all of Privateer? They might have just bought Privateer. Either way, that happened. But I think they released their what's going to happen going forward situation. Because War Machine did always interest me. And a lot of people still do write-ups kind of going over the history of War Machine. And they always reference it as the direct competitor to Games Workshop. Because that's what everyone viewed it as, which was maybe a little overblown. But at the same time, they were ex-Games Workshop employees. And they did get so close. Just so very close. And now this third-party company just bought them. And I guess it's going to be their way to try to get into the tabletop genre. I wonder what they're going to do with the supply chain that Privateer came up with. Because Privateer's supply chain was in response to them, like, hemorrhaging money. It was them trying to figure out a way to be more kind of, like, efficient with the printing and selling of their products as, like, an on-demand type situation. Which played a little better. But will this new company just be like, nah, in-house? This is our IP now. We don't want anyone having the schematics to any of the models. I gotta look it up, because supposedly they did drop a missive. I saw a video when I was heading out this morning from the guys from the game store who talk about, like, the ins and outs of owning a game store and kind of like the interactions with the people who run companies and stuff. The horror stories, the things people usually don't know about, that kind of stuff. And they had like a quick looking video. Like, it looked like they were recording it on their cell phone rather than their normal setup. And it was just him sitting there with a piece of paper in front of him talking about the changes coming to War Machine. Because it would be cool. Any system is always drastically improved by real competition. Like, if it's just a company trying to get in and out and do like a one-off or something, it's never really like, eh. Right? Like, direct competition, though, always serves to do nothing but usually improve the overall situations. So if they could get that stuff together, that'd be great. Just figure it out. Alright, so I've been sitting here wondering what that channel is you were talking about. Like, it hasn't left my head. I thought it would. Let me just Google it so I can put an image to the word. Oh my god. Oh, is this the whole thing that movie is based off of? Right? Okay. Okay, I get it. I remember. I remember. We're gonna have to trim down the arm here. The movie was called like Dumb Money or something. I got one guy already pointing his staff forward. Do I want to do a guy with the staff facing up? I don't think that's a good one. Gonna have to be a staff that kind of leans back like this. Ooh, this is gonna actually be hard. It's gonna be hard because there's a giant backpack. We got to see how the backpack settles. If I can line it up to work with the backpack, we'll be fine. But if not, kind of screwed. Boop, 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 boop. I'll definitely watch that video while I'm editing tonight. I think I'm going to watch the What's Up with War Machine video. Because if they have a good... Honestly, it's going to be financially rough. But if they have a good plan, and it sounds decent, and it sounds like, locally speaking, people might get into it. I can see bigging it up. But I need to like what I'm hearing. At the very least, I hope it kind of pseudo-persists. Although, I mean, I guess rulebooks are already out. If you've already purchased, you're kind of already in, I guess. So if this new company's suddenly just like, I'm gonna back burner this for now. Hopefully it's not like the worst, but... Oh god, there we go. the idea is that these cloth pieces, I'm going to be putting them like they're coming in from under the piping, maybe. But, giant possible question number one. Will this staff fit with this backpack? I think it does, actually. It feels fine like this, right here. Ooh, that's actually, like, so sick. It, like, slots in perfectly. That's so good. Which also means there's going to be enough room for the pipes to come around it with all the other stuff on it. God. The Tamiya. It's giving up the ghost. We'll do the good shoulder pad on this arm. Put the more standardized one on the other. Dude, this guy looks bad. He looks so... From the front, he just looks so badass. Let me get the focus going. Pull him up for you. There's something just so badass about this pose. I'm just like, I'm coming. I got all these little tendrils, and I'm gonna do unthinkable stuff to you. I don't know, that's so cool. He looks so good, man. I'm glad I didn't stop at 2. Because the 2 that I made, the first one, okay. Second one, pretty good. This one, God tier. Which makes me just so stupidly happy. Because with this one the way he is, that means I actually have one that I want to paint, like, properly. Yeah, this is how I'm gonna spend my night off. After I get out of here, just editing videos. Come on. What's blocking it? Okay, there we go. My one buddy's doing all right with his paint project with the NIDS. He's doing a commission for someone. And he had a lot of like apprehensive issues getting into it because he had never really done Games Workshop models. So like he was really worried about like not having the right tools, not having the right like primers and stuff. And I had to like talk him through a lot of that. And it looked like everything was going good, but I haven't heard anything. I know he said the paint wasn't coming in. Like that was actually a huge problem. He ordered a bunch of paint to work with. And it was like a week. And it just hasn't arrived at his place yet. So he's just like, do I order again? How do I do this? Because all his stuff has been built and primed. Now we're just waiting. I think I'm going to give him a dagger. Maybe? I don't know, the dagger doesn't feel as meaningful in most of its locations. It almost feels like it's just taking up too much real estate. Yeah, I think we don't do the dagger. Dagger's out. Something I apparently need to get used to for this team. And this really got me day one, right? I have so much stuff on the field that has grenades that I'm just not used to. Like, I was constantly putting myself in situations where had I grenaded before doing something, it would have been perfect. think we just do the one sash. Even then, I don't know. I feel like it's too low. Hang on. Because, yeah, like, warpsmiths have grenades, which that ended up being very useful when I figured that out. Just chucking grenades at a character who had 2 wounds left. Finding out the Felgor that I had on the field had grenades, I didn't need to do dumb stuff with them. Knowing the cultists I'm using all have grenades. Where'd I put that other one? God, more and more epic, man. I also found out warpsmiths come with 3 pistols, which means you can fire all 3 attacks. One's like a mini hand flamer, one's a mini melt-a-gun, and then the plasma gun. It's actually really devastating. And just one of those things where I just didn't expect it at all. I might have to wait to magnetize the new Havoc launchers. Because I think I want to wait for them to be painted, because then when I trim off the little component, it'll just be a straight magnet, which is that's the size you need. You need that tiny magnet. If it gets painted over, I think it becomes slightly too big. Sadly, I'll have to wait for that. I could preemptively start magnetizing all the components, though. What time is it? Almost 2. We could try. We could get a few of it done, I think. Because this is more mechanical than anything else at that point. Oh, speaking of magnets. How do they work? I kind of want to do a video showcasing all my uses of magnets and just title it Magnets. How do they work? Like just properly, right? Don't even act like it was a meme, or still is a meme technically. Just run down the list, be like, guys, magnets, how do they work? Let's go over the... Act like nothing's weird about saying that out loud. God, I hate attaching this. This never feels good. There we go. I'm expecting to prime this, get it all ready, and then the moment I touch a brush to either of these, they're just gonna fall off. Like that's usually what I expect out of Tamiya glue. All right, I gotta really look at this because historically speaking, this has always been wrong. Okay. make me want to play my knights. They can't really change Thousand Suns in a way that I'd enjoy it. But like the list I have in my head that I want to play Thousand Suns as, I don't think it'll work. I call it the Twin Kings. 2 Terminator squads. 10-man. Led by Terminator Sork Lords. And then a metric ton of Zangors. Some MVBs. The trick comes down to the team goal at that point. Like, what is my team trying to do? And I feel like the answer is gunk up the wheels, right? If we're talking kill team, though. Oh, the Deathwing detachment give Deathwing Terminators the battle line. There's actually a couple things that really should do that, right? So, looking at the Genestealer Cult detachment reveals that they showed. How does this work? Okay. I actually have some issue with what they showed. And in particular, it's the one detachment I'm actually eyeballing right now should also come with the ability to make Pure Strain Genestealers battle line. Because the problem is what we're about to go into. Pariah Nexus, again, we've been talking about this. They specifically talk about the need for battle line units for some of the mission types. And the one Genestealer Cult thing I'm looking at is the Abominant list one, right? Like it's just bulk Abominant, and that's pretty much it. We might need to trim this off. There's actually a very good chance I'm going to want to trim this off at the base and reassess its positioning. Let's do that, actually. I don't know if they'll ever make them battle line because I think they have the scout move or infiltrate, and that's ridiculous having infiltrating battle line. Although, don't the scouts have that? What up, Arturo? Everyone trickling in late here today. Where were you guys? We built a Vashtor and it was awesome. We need this to dry. Put this in there. Building's going good, man. Bash. With his pimp cane. Because that's exactly what he is. we're building the third and final Warpsmith I'll need. Although I won't need this one. My list only calls for 2. But this was one of those situations in collecting for Games Workshop stuff where you realize that you already have 2. Down the road, there might become reason to go with 3. God damn it. Like, there might be reason or purpose to go with 3 Warpsmiths at some point. Not now necessarily, but one day. But what we've been building using him is actually kind of cool. I do really like how he's panning out. We just had to make one fairly decent change because of the positioning of his arm. Honestly, we might have to use regular glue on because Tamiya is weird. Oh, what the hell's happening? The melting plastic is getting me. I'm just opening this. We will apply. Do I got a toothpick or something? Come on, man. Just stick. think I'm okay with that. We were just talking about it a little bit. I like one of them really stands out to me so far, and that's the Abominant Pure Strain one. The problem is that I don't know kind of how to run that one, right? Like I've got 20 Abominants, I have 20 Aberrants, I have 2 Abominants. I don't have any Biophaguses outside of, my character that you're looking at in the corner, as well as his, trusty companion Greg. It's kind of how they work. But I don't have any built for my team. I do like them because of the lethal hit function, but I also don't like them because they're very susceptible to precision. So like I prefer to run Abominants and Aberrants because the trick is the current detachment we have access to provides sustained 1 when you come in from Deep Strike. So that kind of negates the Abominant, who you're supposed to Rapid Ingress the full squad somewhere, and then you bust out just running at something, and then you melee it, and you get the sustained 1 from coming in from reserve, because that's the detachment, which makes the Abominant's benefit of sustain 1 pointless. But in this one, you get the +1 to charge roll, which is actually kind of what you want coming in from Rapid Ingress, or even coming in from like actual Deep Strike, because you'll come in 9 inches and you'll have +1 to your roll, which is pretty good actually. Because then all you need is an 8, and then you're happy. It's still rough, but it's still there. And then yeah, like it's just really good. The thing is, Abominants are expensive as hell. And I feel like I would want to field 2 squads of 20 in this situation, the Aberrant Abominant combo. So I have to figure out what to put on the back lines and what to have extra. Probably trucks with dynamite. I don't know what else I would use. Maybe some snipers. Because this only really assists, and we need to see the rest of the rules. It only seems to assist so far Pure Strains, Abominants, or Pure Strains, Aberrants, Biophages, right? The Biophages function is supposed to provide the benefit of the +1 to charge to everyone in a squad, which also kind of means you can do mutated hybrids, but those aren't battle line. So the only ones you can really gain a benefit from is, for battle line with that kind of benefit, is just the more simple stuff, like the Neophytes and the Acolytes, but those aren't really melee-focused units, so there's no real reason to give them the +1 to the charge roll. They're better for advance than anything else. It's weird. I need to see the rest of the rules because I need to make a decision on what I'm bringing in this army. I'm debating picking up some Genestealer boxes for the Pure Strains just to get maybe 1 or 2 squads. I don't think I want to go Patriarch. I think I still want to do a Dynamite squad and a truck with a Primus. Because reroll hits, hilarious. That's all I can think of. And then just lean into Ridge Runners, maybe another truck filled with other Acolytes. It's got to be something, man. I'm going to figure this list out when it drops. We have to wait, though. Clamavises, I still think I want to use. I just don't know how to use them. Because the trick with Clamavis is if you're playing against an army that is capable of killing it from range without really worrying about your line of sight rules, or if you have like ways of getting to them, it's rough, man. GSC are fun. They're so... The admin... You need to be... Oh, my music's done, isn't it? The admin you need to understand when you're playing GSC is just way too crazy, in my opinion. And that's basically what I have. Although it's hand flamers, it's not AKs.
Poggers.
I do love the Abominant Aberrants. Like, every person I've played against with an Aberrant squad has been absolutely horrified. Like, genuinely horrified. Their stat lines are just way too crazy. Like, I charged a squad of Aberrants with an Abominant into a squad of freaking Custodes, Wardens. And he was like, I don't know why you did that. I'm just going to kill him. And then we rolled it out, and he killed like 2. He was like, oh no. What have I done? I rolled back, I killed half his squad. He was like, this is insane. How expensive are those? I was like, dude, 360 points for the unit, and then frickin' whatever it was for the Abominant on top of it. He was like, oh yeah, I get that now. Like 360 and 75. There's so much. Seriously, half my army is going to be my 2 squads of Aberrants with the Abominant leaders. And then I just need to fill out the rest with like trucks and cheap little units or something. I don't know. But dude, when these things hit and you're just like, all right, 3 attacks each, 30 attacks total, 3 up to hit, strength 8, AP 2, damage 3. He was like, what? Started rolling dice, wiping his people out, getting all the sustained attacks and everything. He's like, okay, I get it now. But yeah, the admin for GSC is shooting things with your Ridge Runners. Do additional AP onto the unit, so you got to mark the additional AP. Shooting from your truck into a squad gives rerolls of 1s to hit to units that disembark from the truck. So you got to kind of remember that. There was sort of stacking effects based on coming in from reserve, where you can increase your damage potential against targets and things. Like, there's just little layers you have to keep applying to everything you do, which is fun. It's fun and annoying. And you definitely need to be fast with it in a competitive scene, because you just got to go down the list, be like, all right, this is going to be +1 to hit. All right, this is going to be this, and you just got to do it. You just got to say it out loud and look at the person, and if they don't say anything, just keep going. It's the element of the game I got to get used to, kind of the Magic the Gathering function for steps, basically being like, all right, I'm tapping mana, look at the person. All right, I'm playing my creature, look at the person. Like, it's all I gotta do. It's something I'm still not amazing at, because I definitely caught myself in my first run of the Backstory list, where I would just be like, all right, I'm firing, and then I'll roll my D3s, or I'll roll my morale check, my battle shock test to see if I get the super bonus. And I'll do it all before letting my opponent be like, oh, I'm going to do my stuff. And it's like, that feels bad. I need to not do that.
need to get back into the old Magic the Gathering language that I used to use of, I guess early on. You can ask in the early phase, do you have any defensives against shooting, blah, 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 blah. I mean, everyone kind of does with go to ground and all that. Pop smoke, what have you. This is the problem with these little screamers. You don't put them all the way on, but you do have a component of them touching a surface. To give them the look like they're hovering past. And they just happen to touch something. Oh. Yes. All right. Zoom in time for you people. You miscreants. I even want to zoom in more. Hang on. Can we focus? Can we kill the light? There you go. Got a little screamer down there. Baby screamer. Got the screamer coming up over his shoulder. I went with the staff that looked kind of like a drill. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Sweet. I'm gonna let them dry. I can't use this glue for what we're about to do though. I'm gonna pull this off this ring. I do want to see kind of how the GSC works out for me. I think my buddy said he was gonna try to go the Jump Pack Sisters. That's why he's thinking of getting the Battle Force, because of the Canoness and all the extra Jump Pack troops, I think, is in that one. Just go bulk jumps. A lot of the people in my local Discord are talking about the other factions, like kind of, they feel like baby versions of other factions, like other detachments. Like they're not quite as powerful. But I don't know, man, some of them seem cool. Like the Penitent one that just gives the Penitents like a bunch of bonuses. If you just want a Penitent spam, maybe that's the way to go. A lot of it does feel like leaning into what do you want to spam. I mean, Vash's list is kind of the same way. What do you want to spam with Vash? Oh, you want to spam Demon Engines? Who would have guessed? But one of the benefits is that there is some flexibility, because a lot of people who do the Vash spam lists, they'll bring things in like oh, the Vash parts can just get thrown out. That's fine. They'll bring stuff into their lists, like Vindicators or Predators. Like, they'll try to bring one in, because Predators are pretty good, but they're a little annoying, because you need them to be demons to get real benefits. I think they have to be demon to get the benefit from the Warpsmith upgrade. Incoming spam. pretty sure they have to have the benefit for the upgrade. Soul Forged. Enhancements. Tempting. Yeah, they have to be demon. So if you can put a Warpsmith with Tempting Addendum next to a Vindicator or a Predator Destructor with its las cannons or something, or even the autocannon one with heavy bolters attached to it, turn that into a demon, Tempting Addendum. That's so brutal. It's so powerful. And you can kind of play into other elements too. Like you can just use strong units already. Like you can use Terminators, put them in a Land Raider, have the Land Raider go through a wall. Make the Land Raider go through a wall and be on the middle point. Or just any point that's hard for a Land Raider to get to. Most of Astor lists will probably not use Helldrakes. I'm using one Helldrake. I feel like I'll get a Defiler at some point. What's the price difference or cost difference? I'll get a Defiler at some point, maybe. And I'll be able to swap between them, but I do really like using the Helldrake. Defiler. Yeah, Helldrakes are 205. Defilers are 15 points less. So I can easily swap between the two and just go, all right, I'm going Defiler instead. Hooray. Because I still think the idea of having a Defiler come in from reserve off a table edge in turn 2, just showing up, how's it going? Battle cannons. Although he does hit mostly for 3s, I think. It would be good to have him next to a fast-moving. I'd probably put him with the Venom Crawlers. With that Warpsmith, because that Warpsmith moves 8 inches. And then he would just provide the Defiler with the +1 to hit. And you just slam into people with that, because that's insane. 2 ups to hit, frickin' Defiler Cannon, D6 +3 blast, strength 10, AP 1, damage 3. And have a Warpsmith following him around that moves at actually faster, because the Warpsmith moves 6 and then gets a +4 for his bonus. So the Warpsmith will keep up, no problem. And just have this guy just opening fire on people from across the field. Probably go Twin Las Cannon just to do it. Twin linked. Nice. It would hit on a 2 with the assistance. And what's the other one? What can the other one be? That replaces the auto cannon. Twin Heavy Flamer would be replaced with Havoc Launcher, maybe? Defiler Scourge, I could see. Or I'd just keep the Flamers. Alright. We have a little bit of time. Just throw that box out. Let me grab the components we need to finish gluing, because I want to finish these before I leave today. These were really cool to get. We're going to need to like trim some stuff on them too. We overdid the glue use yesterday. Like there's a lot of bad. This one's fine. Pretty good. This one's also pretty decent. Not a lot of issue there. This one's okay. Gonna need to shave this. Make sure these are clean. I think the key element here that we kind of discovered was that they want this to sort of be down here, and then this was supposed to cork into something, but there is no cork function. So I think I need to just trim all of these off, honestly. Because these aren't punch-through holes. There's no way to get rid of that. Question is there a left and a right? I think these might be bubbles. Because this is a hole. This is a half. Hole. Half. Half. I only have 2 that are complete like that. The rest of them have this weird little like offbeat part, which I'm okay with. I'm not super mad about that. Fine. The issue though where did I put wire? Oh, here it is. So this is jammed. I forgot to bring my pliers. I really want to get this done. So we are on struggle bus mode right now. Because I have to do a couple things here, is the issue. It's not just doing the core thing. I also have to kind of like get glue in there to hold it there. This has to then kind of sit flat. I gotta put glue there. There. This is kind of the part I figured I wasn't gonna like about building these. Oh god. There's an unexpected amount of glue coming out. Trying to find something that I can push it around with that I'm not going to be annoyed at losing. Let's clear all of these clips. Clean that up. Hold, please. I want to vacuum up these resin bits. Okay. Get the other battle cannon done. This is the one that was a little bit rough, though, with the glue. Like, the glue got real bad under here. When I came back, there was just parts of it, like, seeped out, and we're just touching the surface of this. I just overdid the glue completely. Okay. What's up, Isco?
My Nachmund, I think, was my first push into terrain. That was really where I got my, I guess, terrain stripes or whatever we want to call them. Oh yeah, orc junk terrain. I feel like with that type of terrain, you're mostly leaning into just getting tones and textures. You could probably get away with just painting it mostly metal and then getting pigment out, like colored pigment meant to be like rust and stuff, and just throw it all over that stuff. And you'd be completely fine. Probably needed to green stuff this. Yep, finally got it. Not from where I originally ordered it from, but, you know, at least I got it. I went to Games Workshop's website to see if they had him. He was sold out there. Go figure. He's like a key unit for the Vashdor Soulforged list. Or pretty much almost any armor heavy list. Like, he's really good just into armor. It's kind of awesome. Kind of pog. Down a little bit. Probably have to just put these on first before doing the rest of the glue. Because these will hopefully at least center the arm. It's kind of step one. Yeah, I got them from Warpfire. This is one of the better US distributors. If you're looking for like deals and units that might not be on Games Workshop's site.
He's played in CSM. He's a Chaos Space Marine. He's kind of the new Uprising demon, I guess you could say. Like, I guess what they've shown with AOS is that there's like a Skaven god that they're trying to turn into like a Chaos god over in the AOS universe, so that there's the Pantheon plus the one Skaven Lord. And then 40k, of course, you've got the Greater Demons, then you've got like Be'lakor. But Vashdor is kind of like the next in line, trying to become his own greater demon somehow through like finding articles of power in our world or something. Did I put glue? I did. Yeah, the Great Horned One is that was that last promo piece, right? Like, they're basically showing that the Great Horned One is going to try to, I guess, escalate to full-blown Chaos Pantheon level. That at least seems like that's what the story is going to be this time around. Well, I mean, in AOS, Slaanesh is old, I guess. He wasn't the new one there. But yeah, 40k. The thing is, they haven't actually achieved it. It's just that's part of their storytelling. And if you know storytelling, you know how it tends to work out. They will most likely never achieve their goals. Because stories are written about journeys, not endings, usually. Especially ones where you're trying to continue writing the same story for the same people. Which one? You talking about the one where they started showing all the gods and then they just showed the Great Horned One show up, or which one are we talking about? Oh no, I haven't seen that one yet. Who texts me? Who is this? Oh, I know who this is. How does this person have personal information of... Oh. Boom. God. Yeah. Oh no. No, let go. Just want to get the glue off of this so I can use it later for more glue if I need to. Oh god, no, the latex sticking to my fingers. I'm gonna have to buy new glue bottles. The thing is, there's so much glue left in this. Hate it, man. I love this brand. I hate how they do glue, though. Like, it doesn't work. You get halfway through the bottle, and then it dries in the neck. And then you're just spending your entire time trying to figure out how to break through. It sucks. But yeah. Now these need to dry, because these are the most solid points that have to be, like, beyond sturdy. But yeah, the night components are ready to be painted, pretty much. Dual battles, dual Gatlings. I think I'm going to lean into the battle cannons. No, yeah, the paint pots that Games Workshop puts out are also garbage. It's why I really want Tamiya to work for me, because Tamiya as like a jar, it just causes no problems, in my opinion. I have no issues utilizing the Tamiya glue and then being done with it. It's just the way it dries pisses me off sometimes. Oh no. Like, literally what just happened. The baby screamer fell off. And now I'm sad. Because I really want this baby screamer to be down here. And to look like he's hovering. Like, that's the big thing about him. I want him to look like he's hovering. Hope that it actually dries that way properly. Because Tamiya, the whole thing about Tamiya is it melts the plastic and then binds it and then dries. So that's like the whole premise, is you're trying to get the plastic to melt, combine, and then dry. It's what creates smooth, connected models. It's why one of the tricks when you have bad mold lines is to just hit it with Tamiya. Like, these feel actually really sturdy right now, which is good. But I love this one. This one came out really well. He's probably actually going to be one of the main ones that I have on the field now. Bash looks good. Decided against customizing, because I think he's fine. Adding chains to him just feels a little too much. A little too much clutter visually. I think we'll get just as much as what we want out of just having him in general be what he is. This was wild. He had so many parts, man. So many parts. Yeah. Yeah, we were thinking of gluing chain to him to make it look like he was summoned by the Thousand Suns to, like, do stuff as, like, a trapped demon. But, like, the reality is I would run the chain from, like, inside these little gaps here to, like, the floor. Have, like, a little skull where the chain comes down, so it looks like the skull is holding him down. But then that just kind of feels dumb, right? Because this is a 12-inch move Demon Prince, basically. You want him to go places. You want him to do stuff.
Next week. Next week. Depending on what gets delivered, we still have more to build. If I don't get anything delivered, we might lean into starting to paint the Knights parts specifically. Because the Knights components are going to be kind of easy to get through. It's the 4 Havoc launchers and these 4 weapons. Once they're done, they're done. We don't really need to care about it anymore after that. Because I think that's actually it. I'll have so many Knights stuff to swap to that I think I'll be okay. I am leaning into the battle cannons rather than the Gatling cannons. No, I probably wouldn't. The chains would just be chains, I think. Because he's going to be... His weapon is going to have a lot of heat elements. This guy's... The way we're planning on painting him, he is going to be Thousand Sun-esque. He's going to feel kind of like how my... my demon engines are, where the flesh tones are Vorpus Pink. But he's going to be gold trimmed with the probably burgundy. I might do like a blend of burgundy to blue down here. He's going to feel like a lot of my Thousand Suns. That's the main thing about him. But once we're done with him, I'm going to pick a side, probably down here. And we're going to OSL light. Like a magenta light coming up from behind him or something, or like a blue light or a green light. The question is, do I want to try... We talked about this earlier a little bit. One of our plans is that I bought this stuff. Yeah, no, he looks like a pimp, an evil Digimon, like he's weird. I don't like the model necessarily, but he's weird. So we got this clear tar gel. It's very clear. It's supposed to dry and feel like resin, but it's not resin. It's just clear. It's supposed to self-level. So the plan is I don't know, with him, at the very least with the Venom Crawlers, we're going to try to make it look like the Venom Crawlers are leaking something. Like an oil slick. We're going to blend it with some fluorescent paints and then probably some pearlescent ink, and then put it in pools underneath the Venom Crawlers. We're going to pick some spots to make it look like pools are forming under the Venom Crawler. We could do the same with Vash, but I don't know if I want to do the same with Vash. I don't think it's useful to do the same with Vash. It is 2:46. I want to clean a little bit. I want to organize a little bit. Good to be back to streaming. I got to get to editing this video though, because we are almost... I got all the B-roll, everything's set. We just need to do it. Sort of. It's going to still be desert, because these are Thousand Suns. These are my Thousand Sun models. My Thousand Suns are all in desert. I just want it to look like they're leaking into the sand, which I think could be cool looking. It might take me a minute to base those guys, because that means I kind of want to do... I would probably want to do crackle paste and then the texture paste around it, and then pour the resin into the stuff over top of the crackle paste, which would mean the crackle paste and the texture paste would all need to be painted to look like sand. We got things to think about. A lot to think about. All right, I'm gonna take some pictures. I'll post in the mini work in progress stuff. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back Monday. I don't know though. Definitely check out the Discord. Hopefully I can at least get a video up by Monday. That'd be sweet. Be amazing. Till next time, guys.